Hey guys, how's it going? So, while I was in Vietnam, I had the extraordinary opportunity to hang out inside the Viet Yoyo community. And one of the things that was really huge there was this thing called 84 Yoyo string. So I have got basically an entire bundle of the stuff right here, and I think it is my duty to inform the world of just how awesome this stuff is. Okay, so for the sake of simplicity, right, I've got pink, yellow, white, orange, and in my general experience, colors kind of do change the playability of the strings, okay? It's a known fact. However, it doesn't really change it that much that I'm gonna go into every single one of these colors just for the sake of brevity and generally the entertainment qualities of this video. So I think the main thing I'm gonna do is look at the yellow one, because let's be real, we only use two colors these days, yellow or white, so boom, yellow. The second thing that's kind of cool is that I was actually given two types, a yellow fat and the normal yellow, okay? So this is created by Lee Min-zong, who is the basically the big bad boss of Vietnam Yoyoing. He does the Vietnam Nationals every year, and he also makes these strings. Now, I get given a lot of strings, but this one I kind of felt compelled to make a video about because it's generally pretty unique. Alright, so for those of you guys who've been to Vietnam, you've probably been given a packet of this stuff, but alright, let's just go ahead and unbox it. And as you can see here, I've taken a few strings out. So this is the normal edition. Now, opening the Yoyo up, this is gonna be really weird, but it has a fragrance to it. So I know you guys can't smell this, but literally that just takes me back to Vietnam. But what it kind of smells like is it smells like a sort of fabric softener. And I think that in the design process of this string, half of it's kind of twining it to get to that point, but the second half is lacing it with this fabric softener. Now, this is game-changing, especially when you yo-yo in Asia. In Australia, which is technically part of the Asia-Pacific region, it's not that big a deal, but in Asia, have you guys, like, for those of you who have never been to an Asian country, it is the most humid thing you guys will ever experience. Like, it's almost unlivably humid if you've never been to an Asian country. And those of you who have, like, trying to yo-yo there is pretty much impossible without gloves, okay? The cool thing about this fabric softener is that it laces the yo-yo with this string with this really soft, nice, fluffy material, so that even if your hands are sweaty, it can kind of absorb some of that brunt and still allow you to play properly. So yeah, so this is the normal edition, and I'm gonna go ahead and chuck this thing in a yo-yo and try it out. Okay, so chucking this on the outlier prototype. Guys haven't seen a prototype, there's a sneak peek. This prototype isn't ready either. Video about that coming soon, but for the sake of this, let's focus on the strings. So this is the thin version. Now the thin version, to be perfectly honest, or the normal version, too thin for me. Don't particularly, wouldn't use this as a competition string. But that doesn't mean it's not good. So the first thing about these strings is that they're super, super long. So let me give you guys a bit of a comparison. I usually cut my strings about here. So for those of you who don't know my height, I'm about 175, 176, 177 with pretty cool shoes. But yeah, that's how much I cut off these strings. Seems like a waste, I know, but hey, it's the length of string I play with. Okay, so now that this thing is trimmed and ready to go, how does it play? Immediately, this string plays at its peak very similar to kitty string. So the normal string here kind of flows around like kitty normal, and the kitty fat plays, I think, a bit thicker, a bit more durable than kitty fat. So in terms of this, if you guys remember when I made the video about blueprint versus kitty string, you'll notice that I said blueprint was coarse but it lasted long, but the thing about kitty string was it's soft but it wore out quickly in relation to one another. And the thing I love about 84 string is that it meets this really cool common ground. So I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the quality of the polyester, or maybe it's this like secret formula that they lace their like strings with, the stuff that makes it smell like fabric softener. But this stuff lasts for a really long time. Now, in the fact that, you know, I'm playing in absolute humidity, right? The fact that these strings can outlast most strings in that humidity is crazy. So now that I'm back here in Australia where the humidity levels are, you know, what you consider normal for yo-yoing and not like blisteringly hot, these things last for a really long time and they feel pretty soft. So definitely a thumbs up for me. In terms of suicide formations, they're about average, and by average I mean they're about as good as the strings I've been using, and as you can see from the wall of there, I've been using kitty strings. So in terms of how they play, these things play great. So suicides there, you can kind of see that each suicide I'm doing forms really nicely. Are they fast at like lacerations relatively, you know, brandings, just slap tricks, rejections, what else have I got? Like tech tricks, all this stuff is ancient by the way, but hey, it's stuff that flexes on the strings. So, so as you can see that these strings are super awesome. Now, the thing about the 84 string normal version, I think it's a bit thin. And to be honest with you, I like my strings just a little bit thicker, which is why I don't use kitty normal either, I use kitty fat. And this thing, I think my favorite string would be the, this one, the 84 string fat edition. So if you guys ask me like what would be like the best string I've tried right now, probably this one. So let's go ahead, put a yo-yo onto this. Alright, chuck this one on the OG outlier and see how this thing plays. Now, immediately, the 84 string is quite significantly, like the fat is fatter than the normal, which is quite a nice change. I think that the polyester they use is a really kind of thick polyester, and it really kind of reminds me of the whole Blueprint vibe, which is kind of why I like it. So the general yo-yo, the general string itself really plays like a softened Blueprint string. It is a super grippy string, and it's a little bit more coarse than the normal version, but this thing really solid. So in terms of this string, I really can't kind of fault it. It's nice, it's long lasting, it's soft, it holds its tension well, and it's definitely bright and optimal for competition. So Marcus, being the world champion that he is, got himself a pair of about 100 pink strings, and basically he's just using that, loving life right now. As the whole, you know, as a less cool yo-yo dude, I got a couple sachets of this stuff. So I got quite a few as well. Probably got 100 all up. But yeah, that's generally that. Now this string, don't know where you can buy it yet. I think Lee Minzong wants to basically get it out as fast, up and running as soon as possible. But I think that this is gonna take the string industry by storm. Like, I don't think there's ever quite been a string like this. And I know there's a lot of other string companies on the market right now, but this thing, it really kind of just, it takes everything you need and puts it into kind of one brand, right? So kitty string has been great, but I think that it has it up on it just because of its durability and its versatility. I think that's what it's got up on kitty string. Not sure of the prices yet. It could be quite expensive, but hey, that's that. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the 84 string. Got it at Vietnam Nationals. Super cool string. Definitely would use it for competition, okay? So yeah, that's it. Any comments, questions, and criticisms, post them down below, and I will see you guys next time.